Here's another 1-2. And it's hit on the ground towards the hole. Good stop made by the first baseman, Garcia.
Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the World Series meeting of the Royal Athletic Park from the York Victoria HarbourCats. Today's meeting is proudly presented by the Wilson River Company and Wilson Transportation, the largest busing company on the Great Colorado, which is HarbourCats and visiting Wenatchee AppleSox. We are now in our sixth season, the longest tenure of any team in Victoria baseball history. We've got lots to do again this afternoon. Sponsored today by our title partner, Yates Street Tap House. Thanks to them for the cushions. Swing prize tonight, I'm Jim Michael, and my program is the draw for Swing Grace. About Christmas in so many ways. The big prize to win the trip to Cuba Vegas this season with Flight Center. The program is to keep winning. Fill out the prizes. Fill out the form winning prizes the Flight Center had on page 21. Again, today is Steve Christian giveaway with the 8-3 top of the first game of the 2018 season at Wilson River Stadium. We also have a coaching tally up there, Shooters in the house. Shooters is recognized as part of the cultural fabric of our city, and their municipal horses are known worldwide. This is over 115 years in Valley Hall Horse Farm Services in Victoria.
Here's another 1-2. And it's hit on the ground towards the hole. Good stop made by the first baseman, Garcia. And the run scores for Victoria as Garcia towards the hole. Good stop. Here's another 1-2. And it's hit on the ground towards the hole. Good stop made by the first baseman, Garcia. And the run scores for Victoria as Garcia took it himself to the bag at first to get Flores, but it's 1-0 HarbourCats. And here it is, the 3-1. Hard up the middle and through into center field for an RBI single. Jedediah Fagg drives in the second run of the game, and it's 2-0 Victoria. The first-year player draft is coming up in a couple days on June the 4th, by the way. An exciting day for a lot of young players as Smith hits a ground ball to short. There's one, and there's two. Players as Smith hits a ground ball to short. There's one, and there's two. It's a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play turned by the AppleSox. 6-1 players as Smith hits a ground ball. It's a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play turned by the AppleSox and advanced up to second base, then scored the second run of the ball game for the HarbourCats. And Bidwig with a ball into shallow center. Coming on is the center fielder. He dives and can't make the catch. 2 runs will score, and it'll be a 2-run single for Broden Bidwig as the HarbourCats have extended the lead 4-0. Good all through now. 2 1/3 scoreless innings, 2 hits and a walk allowed. Here's a ball hit well in the air, deep to left field, back to the wall, and it's gone. A solo deep to well in the innings, 2 hits and a walk allowed. 2 hits, 2 1/3 lead to 4-0. Good all through now. 2 1/3 scoreless innings, 2 hits and a walk allowed. Here's a ball hit well in the air, deep to left field, back to the wall, and it's gone. A solo home run for Mason Marenko. He'll touch them all, and it's now 4-1 Victoria. Marenko had the big hit in the ballgame yesterday. A RBI double to the left center field gap, and now he has a homer to left here in this one to get the first run of the ballgame for Wenatchee. And the 1-2. That'll miss, and it gets all the way to the back. Stop. Here comes Jedediah Fagg, and he will score.
Hey, over a big round of applause for our players last round. Screw hit that entire ball down.
Dang it! Please get out, please get out. slow. Yeah. It was slow this morning.
Chillax, the band, chillax.
That was slow last time I got home. I had the ball and the ball was nice.
Okay. We're ready to do this.
We got one. Hey guys, guys.
All the way around. Go there, back around to our logo up there. Go back around. And then go back out Hey, how's this?
Fans, let's give it up for the #1 mascot in the league. He's getting himself a carriage ride today. There's Harvey the HarbourCat. We have the good folks from Tally Ho Carriage Tours in the house today. Tally Ho Carriage Tours is recognized as part of the cultural fabric of our city, and the majestic horses are known worldwide. This year celebrates 115 years of Tally Ho horse-drawn services in Victoria. Today we welcome Jerry, a 13-year-old Clydesdale, gelding to the field. Jerry is one of 20 horses in the Tally Ho herd. Tally Ho uses only draft horses which have been specifically bred for over 300 years for their size, strength, and bravery, which makes this type of work very easy for them. A typical carriage horse uses about 20% of his actual physical capacity. 2 shifts of horses work each day, and each horse has a set schedule that ensures a proper balance of physical activity and time off to play with his herd mates. The horses live at Hidden Acre Farm with the Friedlander family, who has owned and operated Tally Ho for over 30 years. Donna and eldest daughter Brianna are driving Jerry today. At home, the horses' needs are attended by a team of professionals, including veterinarians, certified farriers, feed specialists, chiropractors, and masseuses. I think I'm going to try to get a job out there. These ladies are passionate about what they do and proud of how they do it. They encourage everyone to visit their website or come down to the sightseeing stand beside the Parliament buildings to meet your local carriage drivers and the rock star horses. Learn about this uniquely charming and famously fun business. Welcome, Tally Ho Carriages. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I ask you to please rise or remove your caps for the singing of the national anthems. Before beginning of the anthem. All right, out on the field for our Lady Bowl kids. Today we have Asa and Cooper. Take it away, Asa and Cooper.
I've never even done that. Huh? Every game, every game. That's where you're going to run it up. No, I think the left ball is
I'm not sure I was sort of sporting.
That's awesome. Loved it. Never been to HarbourCats before. Oh yeah, he's buying all the beers, he just told me. That's right. Those who can't do teach, right? That's right, my wife's a teacher. I see that all the time.
All right, we'd like to meet with Section 10. Someone's going to get some fresh, hot cookies from Mr. Cookie. Yes, here comes Andres. Here it is. Make a little noise. Get some fresh, warm cookies. I've never noticed those cookies never get under to the booth. All right, fans, here they are. Please welcome your Victoria HarbourCats.
Go get it, Gino. Hey, go get it.
Here's the starting lineup for your HarbourCats today. Leading off the center fielder, number 39, Dustin Miller. Batting second, the left fielder, number 16, Ethan Fox. Batting third, the right fielder, number 36, is Nathan Flores. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 34, Zhang Chi. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 13, Jack Smith. Batting sixth, third baseman, number 47, Gio Villanueva. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 7, Ryan Green. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 28, Sam Basari. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 2, Tanner Heaney. Starting pitcher today for your HarbourCats, number 22 from Washington State, Connor Nankis.
I think it's a hard check. You actually see it there. Right here. Tuesday's right here. Right here.
Leading off for the AppleSox, left fielder, number 16, John Sage.
Welcome in the Yakima Valley Pippins for the first of a 3-game series on Tuesday. As Nankis misses here on the first pitch for ball 1 to Johnny Sage, the left fielder. This one is hit well in the air out to medium deep right field. Flores drifts back into his right to make the catch, and that's out number 1. So Nankis gets the fly out to start his afternoon off. And now it's Mason Marenko for Wenatchee. He was a one-man wrecking crew at the plate yesterday. He had 3 hits, including a solo home run for the AppleSox, but unfortunately for him, he was the only one really swinging a hot bat in yesterday's ball game as the AppleSox fell 7-1. Marenko takes one missing low for ball 1. Marenko also drew a walk in yesterday's game, so he was not retired. 3 hits and a walk in his 4 plate appearances. And the 1-0 from Nankis is cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch, a check swing. Appeal down to first is declined. No swing, they say, for Marenko. It's 2-1. Well, we set a West Coast League record last night with the crowd on hand for fireworks night, as this one is hit on the ground foul past first base from Marenko. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. There were 5,240 fans in attendance for Game 2 of the season and fireworks night yesterday, which was the most ever attending a West Coast League game. It actually broke a record the HarbourCats previously held. But crowd has thinned out significantly for today's ball game. Perhaps the rain and the delay a factor in that, as Marenko serves one in the air down the right field line. This ball will drop a foul towards the dugout of the HarbourCats. So it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Marenko will step back in the batter's box here. Here is another payoff pitch from Nankis, and it misses well high and outside for a leadoff, or a 1-out walk here to Marenko. That record the HarbourCats set yesterday in the attendance mark topped the previous record, which again, as mentioned, the HarbourCats previously held, of 5,133 fans here at Wilson's Group Stadium, which was in the Canada Day Eve game in 2016. And Victoria is expecting a lot of fans on hand once again for the Canada Day weekend series coming up at the start of July, I should say. Victoria will be hosting the Kelowna Falcons, their BC rivals, for the Canada Day weekend series. That'll be a good one, and a lot of fans once again will be out here at the ballpark, I'm sure. This is the DH, Corey Meyer, with 1 on and 1 out, and a 1-1 count. Little pop-up over towards the dugout, and crashing into the railing there was Ye, as it falls into the HarbourCats dugout area for strike 2. Corey Meyer in yesterday's ball game was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He also had a difficult game behind the plate. Talking to Joel Norman, the broadcaster for Wenatchee, he was just saying that he was not on the same page on a lot of critical situations, which led to a couple pitches getting to the backstop. Just mixing up with the signs with a lot of new pitchers that he has not worked with before. So he's getting a chance in the DH spot here today, as Brady Hinkle will move behind the plate for Kyle Crestangle's club. 2-2. And that one catches the zone. Strike 3 called. Meyer down looking as Nankis paints the outside corner with a 76-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And that's out number 2 here of the top of the first, as Nankis tries to put up a scoreless top half of the inning. Get the HarbourCats up to the plate. Here's the first baseman, Alex Garcia, who hits it solidly to center. Barely having to move out there in center field is Dustin Miller, who puts it away, and that's the inning. So a 1-out walk is scattered by Nankis. HarbourCats coming up to hit for the first time in this ballgame when we come back on Go Live Broadcasts.
Beyond the HarbourCats have combined to help stop using chewing tobacco, say no to tobacco products. It's time for the Collins Barrel starting game out of the Collins Barrel. Last night, we set an attendance record for the WCL, 5,240 people, breaking our own record. That's right, good round of applause. Break our home record of 51-33, set on June 30th, 2016. That is Colin Sparrow's point of the game. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the center fielder from Chico State, number 39, Dustin Miller.
No score between the AppleSox and the HarbourCats as we begin play in the bottom of the first inning. Nice job by Connor Nankis to work around that one-out walk to keep it scoreless here as Dustin Miller digs in to lead off the order for Victoria. Miller swinging away at that first pitch and coming up empty, no balls and one strike. On the mound this afternoon for Wenatchee is the right-hander Hunter Boyd, listed at 6'1", 235 pounds. A native of Moses Lake, Washington, coming to the AppleSox from the College of Idaho. As he misses there to Miller, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch just misses outside as he was going for that outer part of the plate. And it's 2 balls and a strike now. Look at the starting lineup for Victoria today. It's Miller, Ethan Fox, and Nathan Flores, 1, 2, 3. The 3 outfielders leading off for Victoria here in this first inning. As Miller hits one foul to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the cleanup spot, it's Chang Chi-Ye at first base. Jack Smith, the shortstop, bats 5th. Gio Villanueva, the third baseman, hits 6th. And the bottom third is Ryan Green, the catcher, Sam Nastari, the DH, and Tanner Haney, the second baseman. 2-2 pitch gets all the way to the backstop as it was a high breaking ball clocked at 77 and got over the top of the head of the catcher, Brady Hinkle. And it's full now to Dustin Miller, 3-2. And Boyd delivers the pitch. Hit on the ground, foul over towards Troy Birtwhistle at first base. Dustin Miller doing a nice job here in this leadoff at bat in the bottom of the first, seeing a lot of pitches, making Boyd work. And it also allows the HarbourCats hitters to follow him to really take a good look at what Boyd is featuring here this afternoon as it's hit hard down the line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it's foul. Just a little out in front as Miller connected on that pitch from Boyd, but was unable to straighten it out. So here is another 3-2. And in there, strike 3 called. Drop strike 3 is thrown down to first by Hinkle, and ultimately, after a lot of pitches in that at bat and a long foul ball that was almost a home run, ultimately Boyd wins the battle and he strikes out Miller for the first out of the bottom of the first. So here now is Ethan Fox, the left fielder. Once again, he started on the mound, the left-handed pitcher for Victoria on opening day on Friday, but he's getting the start in left field and hitting here today. Fox is a very good two-way player, so he can hit effectively and pitch effectively, which he proved last season with the HarbourCats. Fox pops this one up, shallow center field. Back from short is Marenko looking at it, and he'll see it into his glove for the second out. So a much quicker second at bat for Boyd after the lengthy battle with Dustin Miller. And now hitting for Victoria with 2 men gone and the base is empty. It's Nathan Flores, the right fielder. Flores had a productive day yesterday for Victoria, making his HarbourCats debut in right field. Went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. 1 ball and no strikes is the count here on Flores. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. We talked about the relative cap on Nantkis for Victoria of around 3 innings or so. Boyd has been stretched out for Wenatchee, so he is expected to go around the usual 100 pitches or thereabouts. So it could be a bullpen game for Victoria. AppleSox, on the other hand, are hoping for a nice lengthy outing from Hunter Boyd, as only one pitcher is left who has yet to feature for the AppleSox. As Flores strikes out looking. That's a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Boyd, and we go to the second. No score at Wilson's Group Stadium.
And we would like to welcome our host families on the upper deck experience. Big round of applause for those folks joining our players. And the Slate Building Materials Group on the Strata Corner rooftop party deck down the left field line welcomes everybody here today. As the Wayne boat takes a good lead, but is slowly getting past. Oh, there's a big push right at the end, and the winner is the White Coat. Give away some sushi from anyone of Foods who wants it. Section 8. Somebody in Section 8 wants some sushi down there. Make a little noise. Sushi is available in the concessions here at the Royal Holiday Park. A great addition to our already fantastic menu. Leading off for the AppleSox, the right fielder, number 28, Sam Swenson.
Top of the second inning, no score between Victoria and Wenatchee, as Sam Swenson will dig in to lead off the inning for the AppleSox. As he takes one for ball 1 from Connor Nantkis. 5, 6, and 7 here in the second inning for Wenatchee. Swenson, Kyle Harvey, and then Brady Hinkle. And the 1-0 drops in, strike 1. Nantkis, not a guy who will overpower you with the velocity. Fastball is in the low to mid 80s, but he does mix his pitches very well. He throws a lot of curveballs, and he's done a nice job, especially at Washington State, neutralizing left-handers. There is, however, only one left-handed batter in the starting lineup for Wenatchee today. Last pitch missed in the dirt, and it's 2-2 on Swenson. Swenson has started each of the 3 games in the series this weekend. Went 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts yesterday. As he pops this one up, that will get into foul ground and back into the seats, out of play. Swenson started as the DH on opening day. He started first base yesterday, and now is in right field here on this Sunday afternoon. And it's a 2-2 count here from Nantkis. Hit hard to third. It's knocked down by the third baseman Villanueva, and he's not going to have a play. That one got a good piece of him. As he knocked it down, it looked like with his chest. He appears to be all right. But it'll go down as an infield hit. Here for Sam Swenson to lead off the second. That was a rocket to third. They don't call it the hot corner for no reason. Bunt put down, another chance for Villanueva. He'll scoop it up, long throw is in time. They got him at first. Nice play by Villanueva right after that hard hit ball to him. Puts down, or fields the bunt put down from Kyle Harvey. That will get the runner up to second base as Swenson advances on the play. So the first runner in scoring position of the ball game is Swenson at second base with one away here in the top of the second for the catcher Brady Hinkle. And the first pitch from Nankis. This is low, 1 ball, no strikes. Hinkle making his season debut and taking his first hacks of 2018 in this at-bat. And the 1-0. Missing for 2-0. Decent lead off of second for Swenson, and the 2-0 pitch from Nankis to Hinkle is on the way. And time is called before the delivery. It was too late for Nankis to start his windup, or to stop his windup, I should say. So no pitch there. It's still 2 balls and no strikes. And now here is the 2-0 pitch. Good breaking ball, in for strike 1. We've seen Nankis up around 82, 83 with the fastball, close to 74, 73-ish with the curveball. So he does change speeds well. He has that close to the 10 mile per hour difference in the 2 main pitches he'll throw to you, which is what you want to get a hitter off its timing. He's behind here, though, to Hinkle. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch is hit well in the air to center. Actually, coming in on it is Miller. He's not going to get it. And it'll go down as a hit for Hinkle. Going to third base on the play is Swenson, as he could not quite take off for home on that ball. Unsure if the center fielder Miller was going to track it down. That was a deceiving ball. So off the bat, it sounded like it was good contact, but it was actually just a little bloop that fell into shallow center field. So runners on the corners, 1 away, and an RBI opportunity here for the second baseman, Joey Magro. And Magro looks at strike 1 from Nankis. Joey Magro back in the lineup here this afternoon after getting the day off yesterday. He started on opening day for Wenatchee. And it's an RBI opportunity for him here with the runner at third base, less than 2 outs. And the 0-1 is hit on the ground towards the hole and into left field. In to score is Swenson. It's 1-0 Wenatchee as Joey Magro comes through to break the deadlock here on this Sunday afternoon. So that'll bring up Jashawn Simon, the center fielder, with 2 on now and 1 away. Pitch misses outside from Nankis. 1 ball and no strikes. AppleSox scored 2 runs in the second inning on opening night, and those were enough to get them the victory. They won 2-1, the final score. They have 1 here in the top of the second, looking for another with a base hit from Simon as he takes 1 low. 2 balls and no strikes. It's Hinkle at second, Magro at first, and Simon at the plate, awaiting the 2-0 pitch from Nankis. And there's a strike to get back in the count. It's 2-1. And here now is the 2-1. Catching the inside corner, and it's 2-2. So another good comeback pitch there from Nankis to even up the count. A double play ball will get him out of this inning with only the 1 run allowed. As Nankis looks in to Ryan Green putting down the signs, and he's now set at the belt for the 2-2. Hard up the middle, and this will get through into center field for a base hit. Getting the wave in is Hinkle. The throw home is cut off, and it's 2-0 AppleSox. So Simon comes through with a RBI single, and it's back-to-back base hits that have scored runs for Wenatchee, who now lead it 2-0. And now Nankis will receive a visit from Ryan Green, the catcher, just to settle him down a little bit. It'll be back to the top of the order, and the left fielder, Johnny Sage. Sage 1 for 4 yesterday. He hit it hard his first time up, but flied out to the right fielder, Nathan Flores, leading off the ball game in the top of the first. And now Nankis will step off the rubber and reset himself before this at-bat begins with Johnny Sage. Nankis looked good in the first inning, did walk a batter, but was fairly confident out there on the mound. He ran into some trouble here in this second. But again, he's still a double play ball away from getting through 2 innings and keeping Victoria in the game, down by 2 runs. First pitch misses here to Sage. 1 ball and no strikes is the count. And that one catches the outside portion of the plate. It's 1-1. Waiting on deck for Wenatchee is Mason Marenko, who Nankis does not want to face with the bases loaded, given the damage that Marenko has done to Victoria in this series. That one misses for 2-1. Marenko doubled in a run in the first game of the series on Friday and homered yesterday, so he's showing off his power and his extra base power especially. He also had 2 more hits in the game yesterday. It was 3 for 3. And the 2-1 is missing for 3 balls and 1 strike. So Nankis will not want to walk the bases loaded for Marenko, and that means that Sage should get something to hit here on 3-1. And the pitch from Nankis is inside as it misses with the fastball. And the bases will be loaded.
The shortstop number 7, Mason Marenko.
So Magro goes to third, Simon to second, Sage at first, and Marenko at the plate, trying to do some more damage against these HarbourCats. It's hit on the ground to short. Smith up with it to second for 1. Haney on to first, and it's not in time. That was a close play at first as the HarbourCats tried to turn 2 to get Nankis out of the inning, but the run does score. It's 3-0 AppleSox here in the top of the second.
Now batting the designated hitter number 4, Corey Meyer.
It was a big second out, though, for Nankis to get on the fielder's choice as Marenko reaches base at first. Runners are now on the corners with 2 away, and any out will do here for Nankis to get him through this second inning. Pitch misses outside. Runner goes for second. The throw is actually, it's going to be held onto by Green, and probably a smart play with Deshaun Simon, who has good speed at third base, probably lurking for the double steal attempt, which Wenatchee pulled off in the opener of this series. Scored the second run of the game that way. It's a ball and no strikes, and hit over the head at first of Cheng Chi-Ye and into right field. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run. It's a 2-run single for Corey Mayer, and it's now 5-0. A big 5-run second here for the AppleSox. So the stolen base winds up helping Wenatchee score another run, as it's a 2-run single for Meyer, and now it's Alex Garcia, who swings and misses at that first pitch, 0-1. So Wenatchee with an early lead, 5-0 here in the top of the second inning. 5 runs on 5 hits for them. And leading off of first after the single is Meyer, as Garcia takes one, missing for ball 1. One pitch, hits solidly out to right center field. Coming in is Flores to make the catch, and that'll retire the side. But it's a frustrating second inning for Connor Nankis as the AppleSox score 5. It's 5-0 Wenatchee as we head to the bottom half on Go Live Broadcasts.
The National Day to honor all our servicemen and women. We usually honor one veteran. What we're going to do is we're going to ask all the veterans, past and present, that are in the crowd to please stand up and get recognized by our fans today for all your hard work and service you do for our country. It's now time for the good work to shuffle. I have HarbourCats mom to Colton Hina, which I actually have now learned how to say his name. She's going to do the coffee cup shuffle with us. Just watch the screen there. She's going with the one in the middle, the original. Is she a winner? I think she is. There you go. We've got a good card for Tim Hortons for you. Here's the coffee and donut place in town. And thanks for sending your boy out for the summer. Leading off your HarbourCats, the first baseman, number 34, Cheng Chi-Ye.
Cheng Chi-Ye digs in to lead off the HarbourCats half of the second inning, and a big hole now to dig out of for Victoria, down by the 5 runs. There's a swing and a miss by Ye, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two 1 pitch, a little grounder in behind home plate to even up the count at 2-2. So Hunter Boyd has a nice lead to work with here in the second inning after he sat down the HarbourCats in order in the bottom of the first. Faces the middle part of the order here in the second inning. And the 2-2 is hit on the ground to third. Up with it is Harvey, and he has time to throw out Ye for out number 1.
Now batting the shortstop from Washington State, number 13, Jack Smith.
So this is the shortstop out of Washington State, Jack Smith. And he'll look to try to help out his Cougar teammate here by getting himself aboard and starting some sort of rally for Victoria here in this second inning. As Smith looked at strike 1. Nothing in 1 the count. And it's hit on the ground to short. Marenko up with it, the throw in time, and that's out number 2. So a couple of ground outs to the left side of the infield. One to third base, one to short. And it's a quick start to the second inning for Hunter Boyd, which is exactly what he would have been looking for. A nice, quick, easy inning after his team scored him 5 runs. Now trying to extend the inning a little bit is Gio Villanueva, the third baseman. And he swings at that first pitch and foul tips one back to the screen. No balls and one strike, and the pitch from Boyd comes inside and hits Villanueva in the back. So he'll trot down to first after the hit by pitch. And the inning will continue here for the catcher, Ryan Green. Villanueva, by the way, yesterday was 1 for 4 with a run scored, making his first start of the season for Victoria. And now here is Green, who got the start behind the plate on opening day. Did not feature in yesterday's ball game. First pitch from Boyd to Green misses for ball one as Hunter Boyd tries to put that hit by pitch behind him and get back in the zone. It's another right-handed hitter in the batter's box. One 0 drops in for strike one. One pitch, chopper up the middle to second base. Magro throws it to first, and that's the inning. So it's the hit by pitch that is left stranded for Victoria as Hunter Boyd is through 2 scoreless for the AppleSox. It's 5-0 Wenatchee as we head to the third on Go Live broadcasts.
All right, second cover races today. I have Owen and Finn in the race from third base to first base on marks. Get set, go. All right, there is our winner. Thanks to BG Shaver and Hobbies in the popular remote car races. All right, I got Jader. He's visiting us from New Zealand. We got a friend. You live here? But he's from New Zealand. All right. I thought it was a Philadelphia accent, but no, it is New Zealand. We've got a great new game called the Waiting Game. Brought to you by, ironically enough, Waiting Game. I got in this envelope a prize. You can have it now, or you can wait till the 7th inning. If the HarbourCats are winning in the 7th inning, you can have this much better prize. You gonna wait, or you gonna take the easy prize? He's a gambling guy. He's gonna play the waiting game. Grab a seat, kid. I'll come see you in the 7th inning and see what we got for you.
Big. Oh, okay.
Now pitching for your HarbourCats, number 29, Garrison Ritter. Leading off the AppleSox right fielder, number 28, Sam Swenson.
On to the top of the third, 5-0. The AppleSox lead the HarbourCats, and it's a new pitcher on the mound for Victoria after Connor Nankis' day is done after just the 2 innings. We Told you earlier in the ball game that we only expected Nankis to go about 3 innings, so perhaps that was cut an inning short by the 5-run second frame put up by Wenatchee. It's Garrison Ritter, the new right-hander on the mound for Victoria, starting out Sam Swenson with a strike. And the 0-1 from Ritter is missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ritter listed at 6'3", 215 pounds. He's a rising sophomore from St. Martin's University. Also a native of West Lynn, Oregon. As here's a ball hit down the line. This one will just tail foul, as it was a long run for Nathan Flores from right field. But it's just a long strike, and it's now 1-2 on Swenson. Ritter is a returning HarbourCat. He joined the HarbourCats late last season for their stretch run and pitched very well for them. So the HarbourCats are thrilled to have him back here in 2018. There's a swing and a miss, and a strikeout for Ritter on the first batter he sees in this game, Sam Swenson.
Now batting third baseman number 1, Kyle Harvey.
So here now is the third baseman, Kyle Harvey. And Ritter is set for the first pitch of the at-bat, and it drops in for strike 1. We talked about the addition of Ritter late last season to the HarbourCats team. He started 2 games in the playoffs. He appeared in 3 games in the regular season out of the bullpen, and his 2 starts in the playoffs were very good for Victoria. He combined went 6 1/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 5 walks with 3 strikeouts in those innings. That's a 2.84 playoff ERA. As here's a ball hit well in the air out to center. Miller over to it, and he reaches up to make the catch. One of those postseason starts, by the way, for Ritter was 3 1/3 shutout innings versus Corvallis in Game 2 of the West Coast League Championship Series. So that was a big pressure spot where Brian McRae gave Ritter the ball. It was a time in the season as that's a hit by pitch there on the catcher, Brady Hinkle. Ritter just missed a little inside. So 1 batter hit on each side now in this game. Don't think there was any ill intent there from Ritter. But you never know after Gio Villanueva was hit hard on the back by Hunter Boyd in the last inning. So here's the second baseman, Joey Magro, with a runner at first and 2 away. There's another pitch inside. It gets all the way to the backstop, and the runner will advance up to second. That was a very similar pitch to the last one from Ritter, clearly trying to work inside on these hitters to start them off, but just missing a little too far inside on those last 2. And just to wrap that point on Ritter's 2017 season for the HarbourCats, he also saved 2 games late in the regular season. And in 3 regular season appearances, had a 1.22 ERA and a 0.55 WHIP. So he pitched effectively, 6 strikeouts and 7 1/3 innings of work in the regular season. That pitch will miss off the plate from Ritter, and it's 2-0 on Joey Magro. Here is the 2-0 pitch. That misses for 3-0. Well, Ritter does have the base open at first if he wants to use it here on Magro with the number 9 hitter Jashawn Simon due up, although Simon already has driven in a run on an RBI single in this game. And here is now the 3-0. No miss for ball 4. And runners will be on first and second now with 2 away here in the top of the 3rd as the AppleSox look for more. Simon, as mentioned, drove in a run his first time up with a single. Another chance to do that here if he can find some outfield grass with Brady Hinkle out there at second base. And now Magro at first. There's a ground ball to second. Up with it is Haney, and it nicks off him. Now coming home is the runner Hinkle, and he will score as the ball gets away from Green. It's 6-0. The throw beat Hinkle to home plate, but Ryan Green just could not bring it in and apply the tag. Perhaps got a little too far ahead of himself as he thought about trying to tag out the runner before he had secured the baseball in his glove. And as a result, it's 6-0 Wenatchee. It's the aggressiveness by Hinkle on the base paths pays off. Back to the top of the order now for Johnny Sage, who looks at strike one. This is already the third time through the order for the AppleSox this afternoon. Runners, both of them going. The throw goes to second. The tag is a little late, and into second base is John Simon, or I should say Jashawn Simon with a stolen base. Brian McRae is going to trot out to the second base umpire, Scott Eckert, to have a word with about this call. You could see the body language of the shortstop, Jack Smith, who sure thought that he got the swipe tag down, perhaps on the back leg of Simon. But McRae will jog back to the dugout area for the HarbourCats, and the inning will continue here as two runners are now in scoring position. Sage, through his first two times to the plate in this game, is 0 for 1 with a walk. And the 1-1. This hit in the air out to center field. Drifting into left center, it's the center fielder Miller making the catch, and that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the third. They add one to the board, and as we head to the bottom of inning number 3, it's 6-0 AppleSox.
All right, fans, down to section 11. I know it's a little level, but we're going to give you guys some free booster juice. Make some noise. We're going to have surprises. Section 11, where are you? Leading off the designated hitter from the Atkinson Community College, number 28, Sam Nastari.
Bottom of the third inning, Hunter Boyd pitching to Sam Nastari, the DH, and it's a swinging strike one from Nastari. As the HarbourCats find themselves down 6-0 here, still in search of their first hit in the ball game. AppleSox already have 5 hits and 6 runs on the board. There's a chopper to short. Marenko gloves it. The throw is there at first for the first out of the third inning as Hunter Boyd continues to pitch well for Wenatchee. He's induced a lot of soft contact. 2 strikeouts for him as well.
Texas, number 2.
We talked about the AppleSox turning the order over for the third time through the first 3 innings as Johnny Sage came up to hit and ended up ending that 3rd inning with a flyout. HarbourCats, as this one is hit in the air to shallow center. Coming in from center is Simon to make the catch, and that's the 2nd out. As just as I say, the HarbourCats were still in their first time through the order. They will now turn the order over for the 2nd time. As Dustin Miller, the leadoff hitter in center field, will come to the plate. And Boyd's done a nice job filling up the strike zone and inducing a lot of weak contact. Just one base runner for the HarbourCats via a hit by pitch. That was Gio Villanueva back in the last inning, and it's 0-1. You're on Miller, who takes up high for ball 1. Miller, a strikeout victim, facing Boyd his first time in this ball game. And the 1-1. This is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. HarbourCats trying to put a 2-out rally together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard in the run column and start chipping away. Still a lot of baseball left to be played here on this Sunday afternoon, but it'll just be a matter of trying to gradually chip away at this 6-run deficit. Miller's worked himself into a good hitter's count here, 3-1. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, why not swing away here on 3-1? And he'll take it for strike 2. Looked as though he was ready to toss the bat back to the dugout and take his walk to first. But it was a called 2nd strike. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's hit on the ground to second. Magro scoops it up. Throw in plenty of time at first. And that's a 1-2-3 3rd inning for Hunter Boyd. And he's looking good out there on the mound for the AppleSox, who hold a commanding 6-0 lead.
All right, we've got Tony down there today. All right, Tony, 2 shots out here. You go, kid. Just a little low inside. All right, great try that is, Tony. The Bill Protect Rescue Community Story located at 1215 Swine Hall Road. The story HarbourCats is going to be providing live stream broadcasting during the season covering home games, pictures, and TV rebroadcast on the Shaw Cable. Go to our website at www.harbourcats.com. Congratulations to Mark McIntyre, your 20 victory in the Village Restaurant. Go to the info booth to claim your prize. Mark McIntyre leading off for the AppleSox, the first base. The shortstop, number 7, Casey Morango.
On to the middle innings at Wilson's Group Stadium. 6-0, the AppleSox lead the HarbourCats, and Garrison Ritter will head back to work here for the top of the 4th, facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Wenatchee order. And it's led off by the shortstop, Mason Marenko. Marenko took ball 1, and now here is the 1-0 pitch from Ritter. A little high that time, 2 balls and no strikes. HarbourCats will look for a little bit of length from Ritter here, coming in relief of the starter Connor Nankis. Ritter will try to get the HarbourCats a little deeper into this ball game as they trail by the 6 runs. He made 12 appearances this past season at St. Martin's. 4 of them were starts. As he tosses their strike 2 to Marenko. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. And the 2-2 pitch. Is it in the air to center? Going back on it is the center fielder Miller. It's over his head and will one-hop the wall. Rounding second with a big turn is Marenko, and he'll go into third standing up with a triple. Another extra base hit for Mason Marenko in this game, in this weekend series. This time it's a triple, as he has now homered, tripled, doubled, and singled in the series. And he stands at third base here with nobody out and a chance to drive him in for Corey Meyer, the DH. Meyer swinging away at that first pitch, was a little behind on it and fouls it away into the seats. So Marenko and his AppleSox teammates will head back home for their home opener on Tuesday, as this one is shot foul down the right side once again from Meyer. 0-2 the count, but I don't think Marenko will want to leave this ballpark. He's loved hitting here to open the season. He's shown off his extra base power on many occasions in this series, as it's taken by Meyer at the plate, up high for ball one. Count is 1-2 as Ritter looks for a big out number one at the plate here. And the 1-2 is fouled back. Good breaking ball as he backed him down, or slowed him down a little bit at the plate. Meyer saw that one coming at him at 72 miles per hour. It remains 1-2 as Ritter once again tries to pitch for the strikeout. 1-2 is cut on and missed, and that's a big strikeout for Ritter. And it's out number one here of the top of the fourth. Still a chance to drive in that run without necessarily needing a hit for the AppleSox as the cleanup man, Alex Garcia, steps in. And Garcia looks at one off the plate outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Ritter is set, and the 1-0 is missing a little low that time. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes on Garcia, and it's grounded up the middle to Smith. He will go to first with it, and the throw is there for out number 2, but the run does score. And that'll make it 7-0 AppleSox as Garcia does his job with a ground ball to the middle infield to get that 7th run home. So the bases are empty now with 2 away for Sam Swenson, the right fielder. Swenson looks at a strike from Ritter. Aside from that hard contact triple to dead center, Ritter's pitched a pretty good ball game since coming in. Last inning and 2/3 for him. And he's ahead here, 0-2 on Sam Swenson. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. And the pitch missing off the plate outside, 1-2. Well, it was a scoreless first inning put up by Connor Nankis, but 5 runs in the second and 1 in each of the last 2 frames for Wenatchee, totaling 7 runs on the board for them as we play here in the 4th inning. As Swenson took another one well outside. It's now 2-2 the count with 2 men gone here in the top of the 4th. And the pitch from Ritter is hit back up the middle. Charging it is Smith, and the throw is in time to retire the side. So aside from the triple that comes around to score, Garrison Ritter with another solid inning for Victoria does allow a run, and it's 7-0 Wenatchee.
It is time for the Moxies Minute. I have Lucas here. He is a billet brother. Every year they billet a couple players from the HarbourCats. What do you got this year, Lucas? And what are the benefits of having a HarbourCat here home for the summer? Lots of late night video games. Good group, guys. All right, a big round of applause for Lucas helping us out here in the Moxies Minute. And a big thanks once again to all our village families for taking care of the guys while they're in town for the summer. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the left fielder from Hawaii University, number 16, Ethan Fox.
On to the bottom of inning number 4, and Ethan Fox, the left fielder, will dig in for his second time today as he hits it in the air to center field. Coming in a couple steps is Simon to make the play, and that's out number 1. So these HarbourCats hitters at the plate have all seemed to be swinging early on Hunter Boyd in the count. And as a result, Boyd has kept the pitch count down. He's generated a lot of routine outs. And it's a quick out number 1 here to start the bottom of the 4th for Boyd as he fires strike 1 there to Nathan Flores, the right fielder. And the 0-1 is cut on and missed, 0-2. Boyd's really done a nice job commanding his pitches, pitching on the corners of the zone and getting ahead in the count as he will strike out Flores here for the second out of the inning. That's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Boyd. Bases are clear with 2 away here for Cheng Chi-Ye. We'll try to get something going here with 2 away in the inning as he pops one foul on the first pitch. HarbourCats have only had 1 base runner in this game through 3 2/3 innings for Hunter Boyd, and that came via a hit by pitch on Gio Villanueva. There's another swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. So Boyd, who retired the HarbourCats in order in the last inning, trying to do the same here in the bottom of the 4th. Here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt, and that's another strikeout. Tag is not applied. They'll throw it to first to officially retire the side, and it's another good inning for Hunter Boyd. 1-2-3 go the HarbourCats with a pair of strikeouts for Boyd, and it's 7-0 AppleSox on Go Live Broadcasts.
On your mark, get set, go. Oh, Harvey with a quick lead. Brody catches him and passes him around second base. Coming down the stretch, and there's your winner.
My work.
It's nothing hard, you are consistent.
Harvey, any better out of you?
Wi-Fi provided at the park by Tesseract Computers, but for Tesseract 2.0, the password is HarbourCats, all lowercase.
Yeah, like a smile.
Now pitching for your HarbourCats, number 19, Jacob Potter. Now batting, the AppleSox is number 1, Kyle Harvey.
On to inning number 5 at Wilson's Group Stadium. Big lead for the AppleSox here on Getaway Day. In the season opening series between these AppleSox and the HarbourCats. It's the rubber match of the series, and the AppleSox are off to a good start here in this one. Up by the 7 runs as they will look to add to it here in the top of the 5th, and Kyle Harvey takes a strike from a new right-hander on the mound for Victoria. It's Jacob Potter, who is a Victoria, BC native, graduate of Spectrum High School. And the 0-1 pitch from Potter will come inside and hit Harvey. So that's the third batter now that's being hit in this game. 2 AppleSox and 1 HarbourCat. Not the start coming in from the bullpen that Potter was looking for. Potter is listed at 6'2", 215 pounds. He's a rising sophomore at Allen Community College in Iola, Kansas. He has good strikeout stuff. Struck out 52 batters in 53 1/3 innings of work this past season as a freshman at Allen Community College. Ball and no strikes here on the catcher, Brady Hinkle. Speaking of hit batters, Hinkle got hit his last time up at the plate. And it's now 1-1 with a runner on first and nobody out here in the top of inning number 5. And the 1-1 from Potter is fouled back. The runner was off for second on that pitch as Harvey got a pretty good jump as he was attempting to steal, but he'll have to retreat back to first after the foul ball. Potter is ahead of Hinkle here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Another foul back to the screen, and we'll do it over again on 1-2. Now a spin and a throw over to first, and diving back in safely is Kyle Harvey. 1-2. In there, strike 3 called. Nice looking pitch from Jacob Potter as he freezes Brady Hinkle up there at the plate for the first out of the top of the 5th. Another throw over to check on Harvey at first, who dives back in. Here before the first pitch of the at-bat, Joey Magro, the second baseman, stepping in. And now Potter will step off and look the runner back to the bag at first. Here's the first pitch now to Magro, and it's in for a strike. Another throw over, as we did see Harvey break for second on a pitch that was swung on and fouled away. HarbourCats paying close attention to him. Now he's running for second, and there will not be a throw from the catcher, Green. It was a pitch low and away, which made it difficult for the catcher to pick that one and get a strong throw down to the bag at second. So it'll be a stolen base for Harvey. He's now in scoring position with one away. And the 1-1 pitch here to Magro is swung on and missed. Long look in for Potter, who is now set and delivers the 1-2. A little high, and it's taken for ball 2. You look at these two lineups here this afternoon. It's been impressive, a lot of impressive at-bats put up by the AppleSox, who have stayed disciplined at the plate. They've worked the count. And now the 2-2 pitch comes inside, and that actually hit Magro, and he'll now head down to first base. So that's the second batter that Potter has hit already in just a third of an inning.
Now batting the center fielder, number 9,
For Victoria, by the way, it's no longer Ryan Green, the catcher, in the game. It's Jake McDonald from Douglas College, who is now doing the catching. Number 27, as opposed to Green, number 7. So 2 on, 1 out here for Jashawn Simon, who has already driven in a run in this game, and Simon takes ball 1 outside. And just back to that point on these AppleSox hitters, HarbourCats on the other side have been very aggressive at the plate. They've been swinging away at a lot of first pitches of at-bats or second pitches. It's resulted in a lot of pretty easy outs for Boyd. As that one gets to the backstop, both runners will advance 90 feet. Harvey up to third, Magro to second with 1 away, and this now becomes another RBI chance for Simon at the dish. Here's the 2-0, and it's hit in the air to right field. This one could be trouble, but getting back to it is Flores to put it away. Tagging and scoring is Harvey from third. It's an RBI sacrifice fly. The second run driven in for Jashawn Simon this afternoon will make it 8-0 AppleSox. So we'll go to the top of the order once again for Johnny Sage, the left fielder, who looks at ball 1 low from Jacob Potter. Runners at second base with 2 away. That's Joey Magro out there in scoring position. Here's another one flown in the air to center. Routine play for Miller, who reaches up to make the catch, and that's the inning. Another run scores as the AppleSox keep adding to their lead. It's 8-0 Wenatchee as we are halfway home here at Wilson's Group Stadium.
Well, I remember how this one works. So we know it's very simple. We need everybody to stand up. I'm going to toss the point in the air. You put your hand on your head or on your tail. If you are wrong, you sit down. If you are right, you keep going. Simple? You got it. So the point on around here. It is a head, so if your hand is on your tail, sit down. It is a head again, if your hand is on the tail, sit down. Can I do it 3 times in a row? Yes, I can. It is a head, if your hand is on your tail, sit down. It is a tail, if your hand is on your head, sit down. One here still. It is a head. If your hand is on your tail, sit down. I've got one here. Do you guys got anybody left? Still? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Tails. If your hand is on your head, sit down. Tails. I got one still here. Heads. You guys are all up. So I got one person left up there still. Get over there. All right, congratulations. You won yourself something. They never tell me. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the shortstop from Washington State, number 13, Jack Smith.
Bottom of the fifth, led off by the shortstop Jack Smith, as Victoria will send 5, 6, and 7 to the dish here in the bottom of inning number 5 as they look to try to make something of this ball game. It's an 8-0 lead for Wenatchee. HarbourCats at the very least trying to claw back and get some momentum going if they can't come all the way back from the deficit for their next series, which starts on Tuesday against Yakima Valley. 6:35 first pitch here at Wilson's Group Stadium. 1-1 to Smith is a swing and a miss. 1-2. It'll be Smith, Villanueva, and then McDonald to come to the plate. And Boyd sets for the 1-2. Foul tip is actually going to go as a foul ball. It's not held on to by the catcher Hinkle. So Smith stays alive to see another pitch, and the 1-2. In there, strike 3 call. Smith was, I think, looking for something else. Instead, he got an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, and it was in there for strike 3. So bases empty, 1 away for Villanueva, who has been the only HarbourCat to reach base in this game, was hit by a pitch, as he now pops one foul over top of home plate. Still a 0 in the hit column for Hunter Boyd. And the 0-1 pitch. This is well outside, and it's 1-1 now, the count. On a day where in the major leagues, St. Louis Cardinals starter Michael Wacha took a no-hitter into the 9th inning and ended up losing it against the Pittsburgh Pirates to Colin Moran. Hunter Boyd has a no-no going at this point, as here's a ball hit softly on the ground to second. Magro will throw out Villanueva for out number 2. And again, I'll go back to the pitch count, which has stayed down. We don't know exactly what the pitch count is for Boyd, but he's had a lot of quick outs on second, third, fourth pitches of at-bats, which has really effectively kept his pitch count down through the first now 4 2/3 innings of work for him. First pitch misses a little high to McDonald. We mentioned earlier that Boyd does have about 100 pitches in him as a normal number for a starting pitcher, so you can keep pitching efficiently. He could have a chance if he can keep getting outs. One to McDonald is in for strike 2. Boyd has retired the side in order each of the last 2 innings, and he's 1 good pitch away here from doing the same here in the bottom of the 5th. And it's a 1-2 pitch to McDonald. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's in the dirt low and thrown down to first to complete the strikeout. Hunter Boyd is through 5 no-hit innings for the AppleSox, who hold a commanding 8-0 lead.
They're going to race them around and got the cutters. Their marks get set, go. Presents the Cedar Hill Auto Services to Fuel Service Auto Repair Shop. See them at 3030 Nanaimo Street. I think the tires are actually big.
Come on!
Cheer them on, folks. Here we go. There's your winner. Tuesday, June 5th, we'll never into a game day with Columbia Fuels. Know someone who hasn't been to a game before? Bring them out and get in free. Thanks to Columbia Fuels.
Buzz looks so fun. Yeah, like you
Now pitching for your HarbourCats, number 52, Alejandro Ortega. Fans, this just in $2 slices of pizza. Now pizza place, $2 slices. Get them all their hot.
To the 6th inning we go at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats trailing the AppleSox 8-0, and it's a new pitcher for Victoria and some West Coast League history for you as Alejandro Ortega, the Cuban native, takes the ball and becomes the first ever Cuban to pitch in a West Coast League regular season game, as this one is hit down the line past third, a foul ball. We did see both Ortega and the other Cuban on this HarbourCats team, Adriel Quesada, feature in the preseason game here on last Wednesday night, as the HarbourCats hosted the Port Angeles Lefties in a preseason game. There's another hit batter, and these AppleSox have to be ducking for cover up there at the plate. That's now, I think, 4 AppleSox that have been hit in this game, and all of them, I think, have been by separate pitchers. I believe it was 2 hit batters for Jacob Potter, and then 1 now for Ortega. Other one, I believe, was plunked by Garrison Ritter. This is the DH, Corey Meyer, as Marenko, the shortstop, reaches base via the hit by pitch to lead off this 6th inning. And the 0-1 from Ortega misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a ball grounded foul over towards the dugout. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Meyer. Ortega, by the way, worked a scoreless inning in that appearance in the preseason game, coming in after Quesada went 2 innings, allowing a run for the HarbourCats against Port Angeles. There's a pitch missing low from Quesada to Meyer, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on first with nobody out in the top of the 6th inning, and the 2-2 upcoming to Meyer. Meyer hits it in the air to left field. That drops for a base hit. Up to second goes Marenko. And once again, there's something doing here in this inning for Wenatchee. They have 2 men on, nobody out. And now a meeting on the mound with Ortega to try to settle him in to this game. It'll be Alex Garcia to hit. He is the cleanup man at first base, and Garcia does have an RBI in this game, although he's 0 for 3. That's the 2nd hit of the game now for Meyer. And Ortega sets for the first pitch, which is hit on the ground to short. Chance for two. Smith to second for one, on to first, and that's a double play. Nicely turned, 6-4-3. Smith to Haney to Ye at first. And Ortega rolls over the double play for the first and second outs of this sixth inning. So the AppleSox now will need a hit to get something out of this sixth inning with a runner at third and two men gone. Sam Swenson takes one down and in for ball one. The runner at third base is Mason Marenko here with the right fielder Swenson at the plate. Another pitch misses in the dirt. Now it's in behind McDonald. Runner stays put at third base as Marenko will go back. It's 2 balls and no strikes here on Swenson. AppleSox have scored a run in each of the last 3 innings after a 5-run second. They scored 1 in the third, fourth, and fifth. And they have a chance to score a run here in this sixth as well if Swenson can find a hit. There's another pitch that is not close from Ortega. It's 3-0. Good hitters count. Here's the 3-0. And it's taken for strike one. Swenson still a chance here on 3-1 to pick a pitch and a location. If he gets it, can swing away. Try to drive that 9th run in. Here's the 3-1, and it's popped up into foul ground. That'll get into the seats and actually off the bleachers for a foul ball. It's now 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, and it's hit in the air to center. Coming in a couple steps, Miller. He reaches up, makes the catch, and that's the inning. So it's a scoreless frame, backed by the double play for Alejandro Ortega. And the HarbourCats hold the AppleSox off the board for the first time since the first. They still trail 8-0.
And you're going to do sponsor this year, Lucky Injury, Lucky Program, page 2730. That is a free jump time. Coupon for Flying Squirrel Indoor Trampoline Park, located on Newfield Road in Esquimalt. Fans bring today's fitness up with Wellness Casino in Victoria. Receive your free $5 gift. While they're enjoying the extended gaming tour, including gaming slot machines, 26 days of gaming, and live poker. Watch the room for all your console show needs. Wellness Casino Victoria. It's all here. Leading off your step for designated hit number 28, Sam Lestari.
Bottom of the sixth inning, 8-0. The AppleSox lead the HarbourCats, and Hunter Boyd gets a swing and a miss from the DH Sam Nastari here to start out the bottom half of inning number 6. Remember, Boyd still has that no-hit bid going here as we begin play in the 6th. And the 0-1 drops in for strike number 2. That was the 56th pitch of the game for Boyd as well, so he still has plenty of gas left in the tank. Now the 0-2 is hit on the ground to third. Backing up the third baseman Harvey, long throw, not in time, and there goes the no-no for Hunter Boyd. It's a hit on an infield single for Sam Nastari. So Boyd misses here on the first pitch to Tanner Haney, the second baseman, and with the HarbourCats getting their leadoff man here in the inning aboard, a chance for them really for the first time today to do some damage off of Hunter Boyd. Here's the 1-0. There's a chopper back to the mound. This could be a tough play, and there will be no play. Another infield hit that just found the right spot of that right side of the infield for Tanner Haney, and there are 2 men on with nobody out. And now we'll go back to the top of the order for Dustin Miller, and a golden opportunity here for Victoria to, at the very least, get on the board and perhaps get a couple runs back and claw into this deficit. It's Nastari at second, Haney at first, and now out to the mound goes Brady Hinkle to have a quick chat with his starting pitcher, try to settle him down, remind him of the great first 5 innings that he had thrown. Also probably also a quick reminder that, hey, you just gave up 2 infield hits, so you're still pitching well, getting that soft contact. Pitch misses low that time to Dustin Miller, 1 ball and no strikes. And here now the 1-0. Missing in the dirt for 2-0. So we saw Hunter Boyd fill up the zone early and often through the first 5 innings, but he's gotten away from that a little bit here in this inning. And the 2-0 pitch, missing outside for 3-0. So Miller is in a good count here. 3 balls, no strikes. He can attack if he wants to, or perhaps he'll look for something to take to load the bases with nobody out. Ethan Fox is the hitter waiting on deck, the left fielder. And now here is the 3-0 from Boyd. And it's taken for strike 1. So Miller won't walk that easily to first. Still a good hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. And Boyd comes set. And the pitch. Missing for ball 4 as it was trying to catch that outside part of the plate, but it missed for ball 4. And the bases are loaded with nobody out for Ethan Fox. And now Riley Drongeson, the pitching coach, will have a light jog out to the mound and talk to his pitcher. It's been such a great start put forth by Hunter Boyd. It would be a shame for him if the wheels came off here in this 6th inning. With his team ahead big, 8-0. There's now some movement down over there in left field in the Wenatchee bullpen. There's also a pitcher up and throwing for Victoria in their bullpen. So the bases are full, nobody out, and Ethan Fox at the plate. The first big chance of the game to score a run for the HarbourCats. And Fox takes strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch is hit on the ground towards the hole. This is past a diving shortstop into left field. 1 run scores, being held at third is Haney. And Ethan Fox comes through with the first run of the ball game for the HarbourCats. So everyone else moves up station to station. Still the bases are loaded, nobody out, and it's now an 8-1 ball game. So the HarbourCats will need a lot more offensively to make a game of this, but they still have a chance to get a lot more out of this 6th inning. And it'll be a pinch hitter now, Colton Pija, who will step in to hit for the right fielder, Nathan Flores. And Pija takes strike 1. Colton Pija got the start on opening day in right field, or rather left field, I should say, for Brian McRae's club. And the 0-1 pitch fouled back to the screen, 0-2. So Boyd has Piha right where he wants him. Deep in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes as he looks for a big out number 1 at the plate. Infield at its normal depth for the AppleSox. And the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Victoria, it's Haney at third, Miller at second, and Fox at first. And the 1-2 offering is hit on the ground towards the hole, into right field this time, and another run will score. Getting the stop sign at third, and now having to go back to second is Fox, and he's going to be out at second, as it was a late stop sign put up by the third base coach, Jason Leone. Having to put on the brakes was Miller, and Fox was trying to go first to third on that play. So another run does score, but it's an out recorded for Wenatchee as Fox is out at second base. Runners will now be on the corners for Chang-Chi Ye. There's a big swing and a miss by Ye on the first pitch from Hunter Boyd. Ye does possess a lot of power. HarbourCats are down by 6, and with 2 runners on base, if he was able to run into one here, that would bring the HarbourCats right back in it. Ye hits it down the right field line. This one could be trouble. It is just foul. So Ye was unable to straighten that one out as it just fell into foul ground a couple feet to the right of that right field foul line. And it's an 0-2 count. Double play ball will get Boyd out of this inning with just the 2 runs allowed. And the 0-2. Runner goes for second. Here's the throw down, and they got him. A good throw down from Brady Hinkle behind home plate to nab the runner stealing. That was Piha trying to swipe second. So there are 2 away now with a runner at third, and the 1-2. Just getting a little piece of it was Ye to stay alive, and he'll live to see another pitch. Miller still standing over there at third base for Victoria. It's the 3rd run for them. Trying to drive it in now with a hit with 2 away is Chang-Chi Ye at the plate. And the 1-2. Taken, strike 3 called, and that's the inning. So the HarbourCats do get 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. They trail 8-2 now, but they'll need a whole lot more to get back in this game. We head to the 7th, and it's the AppleSox still up big.
We have Katrina and now a couple of host moms. On your mark, get set, go. Oh! Billet moms at their best. And here's your winner, the Real House Moms of Victoria. Thanks, Mel and Katrina.
It's unfortunate I don't have the stones.
Now pitching for your HarbourCats, number 6, Adrian Sada.
On to the late innings of this one here at Wilson's Group Stadium. It's 8-2, the AppleSox on top of the HarbourCats here in the rubber match of this 3-game season opening series. Wenatchee took the opener on Friday 2-1. Victoria won last night's game on fireworks nights 7-1, but it's Wenatchee who have gotten out to an 8-2 lead here as time is running out for the HarbourCats bats to make a game of this, although they did get 2 runs in the last half inning. As here's one grounded foul past third base. This is Kyle Harvey leading off the 7th inning for Wenatchee, and a new pitcher, Adriel Quesada, on the mound for Victoria, and he fires strike 2 there to Harvey. Well, we saw Alejandro Ortega become the first Cuban to pitch in a regular season West Coast League game. Now here is the other Cuban on the roster, Quesada, getting his inning, and he strikes out Harvey there for out number 1. So a nice start to the outing here for Quesada with the strikeout as he misses well outside there to Hinkle on the first pitch of the next at bat. Hinkle will be followed by the second baseman Joey Magro here in this 7th as he takes strike 1. And Quesada working quickly, the 1-1 is popped up, back out of play for a foul ball. Colton Pija, by the way, has taken over in right for Nathan Flores, who got the start in right field this afternoon. Pija came in to pinch hit for Flores in that last half inning. Here's a soft liner that is bobbled by Jack Smith at short. And as a result, Hinkle is going to reach base. Probably will be an error on Smith, who did not commit an error all season long as a freshman at Washington State, but there's error number 1 for him in the West Coast League. So 1 on, 1 out here for the AppleSox in the top of the 7th inning. They were held off the board in the 6th inning for the first time since the first. 2 in the 2nd, 1 in each of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings for their 8 runs on the board. There is strike 1 to Joey Magro, the second baseman. 1 ball, 1 strike. At first base is Hinkle after the error. And Quesada comes home with the 1-1, just missing for 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. And it's hit hard down the line. That's a fair ball, and it'll roll all the way to the warning track and bounce off the wall. Runner getting the stop sign, Hinkle. He'll stay put at third. It's a 1-out double for Joey Magro, and there are now 2 men in scoring position with 1 away here in the top of the 6th. And it'll now bring up Jashawn Simon, the center fielder, and another RBI spot for him here. He's already driven in 2 and has scored a run, 1 for 2 at the plate. And Simon takes strike 1. They're from Quesada. Villanueva will come in from third base to quickly say something to Quesada. Hinkle is at third base, Magro at second here with 1 away. 8-2, the AppleSox lead the HarbourCats. And Wenatchee looking for more. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. With a base hit here from Simon, Wenatchee could answer back those 2 runs the HarbourCats scored in the last half inning. Count, though, is nothing in 2 as Quesada pitches for the strikeout here. And the 0-2 is hit on the ground softly to third base. Villanueva will throw it to first, and it's off the glove of Ye. 1 run scores, and now the second run will also come in to score. It actually ricocheted off the glove of Ye and into the HarbourCats dugout area for a ball out of play, which means Simon has been awarded second base. They're going to, I think, call an error on that play. We'll see who the error is charged to, but the HarbourCats not playing the best defense on the infield in this inning. And as a result, those 2 runs do score from second and third, and just like that, the AppleSox have answered back from the 2 runs the HarbourCats scored in the bottom of the 6th. It's now 10-2 Wenatchee. And the speedy Deshaun Simon leads off of second base. Here for the top of the order, and Johnny Sage. And the 1-0. Simon running for third. Here's the throw from McDonald, and they got him. Nice throw down to third base from Jake McDonald. Good tag applied by Villanueva as Simon is caught stealing third. And there are 2 away now with the bases empty. The 2-0 pitch misses for 3-0. So Quesada trying to get back in the strike zone here now with the bases clear after the caught stealing. And now the 2-1 is going to miss for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. And it drops in, strike 2. Looked as though Sage was taking all the way on 3-1. He'll have to protect here on 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 men gone, and nobody aboard for Wenatchee here in the 7th. This one hit hard in the air to left. Going back on it is Fox. He reaches up to make the catch, and that's the inning. But the AppleSox do get those 2 back in the top of the 7th and have retaken an 8-run lead. It's 10-2. Bottom of the 7th inning we go, coming out of the 7th inning stretch here at Wilson's Group Stadium. This is Jack Smith, the shortstop, leading things off. Smith hits it a ton to left, but he's well out in front of it, and that's a foul ball. He's turned around on that pitch and drilled it well foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes here as Hunter Boyd goes back to work for the bottom of the 7th inning. Smith hits a rocket towards left, but it's right at the left fielder Sage for out number 1. So 2 pitches hit hard in that at bat from Smith. One of them was a foul, one of them was a line out to left field.
Now batting the third baseman, outfielder, taking number 47, Gio Villanueva.
Here's Gio Villanueva taking strike 1 from Boyd, who has pitched very well for Wenatchee in this game, despite those 2 runs he allowed in the last inning. 4 hits and a walk over 6 1/3 innings now of work with those 2 runs allowed and 7 strikeouts. Villanueva swings and misses at that last pitch, and he's deep in the hole, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes in the dirt. Laying off it is Villanueva for ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes now on Villanueva. And that one misses in the dirt once again. And it's now 2-2. After Villanueva, it'll be the catcher Jake McDonald to hit here in this inning. But first, the 2-2 pitch from Boyd. In there, strike 3 called as it came back to catch the inside corner. It started off looking like it was going to come inside, but good movement to catch that front door. As Villanueva is sat down on strikes. And now it's Jake McDonald out of Fraser Valley University. He looks at ball 1 off the plate. McDonald hitting with the bases empty and 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 7. 1-0. Fly ball left center field. Coming in from left, Sage makes the catch, and that's another 1-2-3 frame for Hunter Boyd. Down go the HarbourCats in order. We head to the 8th at Wilson's Group Stadium. It's Wenatchee in the lead, 10-2.
All right, gentlemen, we are back. We played the leading game, and well, the HarbourCats are not winning at the moment. And not only that, your friends just spilled your beer later on. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you a couple of tickets to an upcoming HarbourCats game because you were willing to take the chance. Thanks for coming out. It's busy about time. We got Andrew staying down there. I understand we got Andrew and Zach. Put your heads down, gentlemen, on your marks. Get set, go. Is that Andrew? Whose stag is it? That was a fine piece of cheating there, young man. Oh, you are hearing it from the HarbourCats faithful tonight. It's a stag. I don't want them to sit around and thanks a lot, gentlemen. Now pitching for your HarbourCats number 17, Garrett Stevens. Leading off the AppleSox, shortstop number 7, James Lorenzo.
Eighth inning rolls in at Wilson's Group Stadium, and it's an 8-run Wenatchee lead here as we begin play in the top of the 8th. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Wenatchee to come to the plate, led off by Mason Marenko, the shortstop. And it's a new left-hander on the bump for Victoria. Garrett Stevens is the new pitcher. There's a first pitch missing upstairs to Marenko. 1 ball, no strikes. Stevens listed at 6 feet, 155 pounds, a rising sophomore from the University of the Ozarks in Clarksville, Arkansas. 2 balls and no strikes is the count here on Marenko. And Stevens sets and delivers. There's a strike. This past season, his freshman season at the University of the Ozarks, Stevens was limited to 6 innings, but he struck out 9 batters in those 6 innings. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now here is the 2-2 from Stevens. And it's lined foul over towards that upper deck experience red double-decker bus. Just missed the folks on top of that bus. And it was then grabbed by a young fan in the concourse. That's what you like to see. Another 2-2 pitch here from Stevens is on the way. Swing and a miss, he got him. Marenko strikes out swinging. A rare strikeout for him in this series. And it's a good start to the outing for Stevens out of the bullpen here, working the 8th. So here now is the DH Corey Meyer, who this afternoon is 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 strikeouts on his line. Meyer takes strike 1 there from Stevens.
Join our team, get an AppleSox out.
A 1 pitch popped foul up onto the roof of the overhang behind home plate. Stevens quickly ahead of Meyer here, 0-2. As he tries to put up a nice shutdown inning in his first appearance of the season with Victoria. Hit on the ground to third, scooped up by Villanueva. Long throw across the diamond is low and will get away. Meyer now advancing to second base, and he'll get in there with what will probably be ruled either a single and an error or a 2-base error, one of the two. So that's error number 5 of the ball game for the HarbourCats, and sure, their bats have fallen for the most part silent aside from that 2-run 7th inning, or 6th inning I should say, the bottom of the 6th, but they haven't helped themselves out with those 5 errors on the defensive side. That'll be something that Brian McRae, I'm sure, will be looking to have cleaned up in their off day tomorrow. First pitch from Stevens tips off the glove of the catcher McDonald, and it goes to the backstop. That'll allow Meyer to advance to third. And now McDonald will trot out to the mound to make sure he's on the same page as his pitcher Stevens. As mentioned, the HarbourCats have a day off tomorrow before opening up a 3-game midweek series between them and the Yakima Valley Pippins here at Wilson's Group Stadium. That one starts on Tuesday, ends on Thursday. First 2 days are a 6:35 start. Thursday is a rare 11 a.m. start here at Royal Athletic Park. It's 2-0 the count here on Alex Garcia, the first baseman, and an RBI chance for him here with Meyer at third base, less than 2 outs in the inning. And the 2-0 pitch from Stevens is fouled back, 2-1. Wenatchee also will have an off day tomorrow before they go home for their home opener, although it's going to be a non-league home opener for them. They'll play a couple of different teams in non-league exhibition contests early next week. Here's one hit through the hole into right field. A solid base hit. Coming in to score is Meyer, and Alex Garcia has extended the Wenatchee lead now to 11-2. It is beginning to rain once again, and it's coming down a little harder than it was a couple of minutes ago. We did have a 30-minute rain delay at the start of this game. The first pitch was pushed back about 30 minutes. This one is over towards the railing, and the catch is made by Cheng Chi-Ye. He actually overran that ball almost too far towards that railing down the first base side, but he came back and adjusted to make the catch for the second out. Both teams, though, as we talk about the rain, both teams, I'm sure, just wanting to get these last couple innings in before Wenatchee heads back on the ferry, back home here tonight. The HarbourCats will stay put, as mentioned, another home series coming up for them. Stevens misses off the plate outside here to Kyle Harvey, the third baseman, hitting now with 2 away and a runner on first base. 1 ball and no strikes is the count on Harvey, and the pitch from Stevens is a swing and a miss, 1-1. Ball and a strike to Kyle Harvey. Little in tight that time. Missing for 2-1. One pitch is fouled away, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. Still at first base is Garcia after the RBI single that scored another run for Wenatchee here in this 8th inning. Only 2 innings they have not scored in, the first and the 6th, but they have 2 in the 7th and 1 more now here in the 8th to add to their lead. Good block that time from McDonald on a pitch inside. And the count runs full, 3-2 with 2 away. Garcia will be off on the pitch. You're in a full count with 2 outs. And Stevens comes set for the payoff. And it's lined foul over towards the seats, down the right field line. Back to first base goes Garcia. Here is another 3-2. And it's hit well in the air, deep left center field. Coming together are the 2 fielders. It'll be the left fielder making the catch, Ethan Fox. And that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 8th. They add 1 more to the board. It's 11-2 AppleSox as we head to the bottom of the 8th on Go Live Broadcasts.
You're almost there. It's close. All right, one more time, this time with me. Loud as you can get, folks. Oh yeah, that's been for the WCL right there. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Waiting for Fairweather fans.
pinch hitter for the HarbourCats to start the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Jedediah Fagg. He will pinch hit in the DH spot that was previously held by Sam Nastari. And a new pitcher as well out there on the mound for Wenatchee, here to work the 8th as Jedediah Fagg fouls it, but that first pitch back. It's Troy Stainbrook, the big left-hander, listed at 6'7" and 225 pounds from Visalia, California. Oh, 1 pitch. This is there to Fagg. 1 ball, 1 strike. Both Jackson and Jedediah Fagg got the start last night. Each of them drove in a run. Here, Jedediah getting a chance to pinch hit in the 8th inning as he takes ball 2 from Stainbrook. Two balls and a strike. And a foul tip back to the backstop off the bat of Jedediah Fagg. It's 2-2. Count even at 2-2. And hit hard but foul over towards Pavetta's pen down there in right field. So Fagg will see another. It remains 2-2. The final line, by the way, for Hunter Boyd, a very impressive one. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 2 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts. And the 2-2 is another foul over towards the on-deck circle. And barring a huge rally and a comeback by the HarbourCats here, Boyd will qualify for his first win of the season, as Jedediah Fagg takes that one a little high to run the count full 3-2. Tanner Haney, the second baseman, waits on deck, but first here's the 3-2 from Stainbrook. And it's taken for ball 4. Leadoff walk drawn by Jedediah Fagg, and he has himself a base runner. The HarbourCats have a base runner to start the 8th inning for Haney.
Now batting, the second baseman from the University of Texas, number 2, Tanner Haney.
There's a swing and a foul on the first pitch from Tanner Haney. Runner on first, nobody out. HarbourCats at this point just trying to get some momentum going, string together some good at-bats, and hopefully for them build some momentum in advance of the series opener on Tuesday against Yakima Valley. A 1 pitch is hit out to right. Soft liner will just go foul on the right side of that foul line. Very close to perhaps extra bases or at least a single for Haney. But instead it's a long strike 2. Oh-2 pitch, swung on and tapped foul once again by Haney, so he'll see another pitch. Still 0-2. The Yakima Valley Pippins, by the way, as the 0-2 pitch is on the way, swung on and missed by Haney. That's out number 1. Here in the bottom of the 8th. But Yakima Valley started out their season at home against Walla Walla in a South Division series. They lost the opener at home 3-2, but won yesterday 8-5. So coming here to Victoria for Tuesday, the Pippins will either be 2-1 or 1-2, depending on the outcome of their game later tonight. A 6:05 p.m. start at Yakima County Stadium. This is Dustin Miller as the HarbourCats will flip the order back up to the top. Here with 1 away, runner on first in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dustin Miller is the hitter, taking ball 1 from Stainbrook. And now the 1-0 is cut on and missed, 1-1. Aside from that game down in Yakima tonight, there are 3 other games in the West Coast League that have yet to get underway. This is the only afternoon game on this Sunday here in Victoria. The rest are all evening games. Cowlitz will take on Bend down in Bend, Oregon. Port Angeles will wrap up their series in Portland against the Portland Pickles at Walker Stadium. Those 2 games each starting at 5:05 Pacific time. And Bellingham and Kelowna at Elk Stadium in Kelowna, BC will also conclude their series. Count is 2-2 here to Dustin Miller. And a swing and a foul back. We'll do it again on 2-2. It was a leadoff walk for Jedediah Fagg to start this 8th inning, but a strikeout to Haney. And now Miller at the plate, awaiting another 2-2. It's hit well in the air to straightaway center. Simon barely had to move, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Well, the HarbourCats haven't hit many balls on the screws today, but when they have, they've resulted in outs. Jack Smith also had a hard line out to left field earlier in the game. So now here is Jackson Fagg getting a chance to pinch hit, and he takes strike 1 from Stainbrook. Jackson pinch hitting for Ethan Fox, the left fielder. So we presume he will take over in left for the top of the 9th inning. It's a ball and a strike the count on Jackson Fagg. And the 1-1. Check swing in there anyway for strike 2. Troy Stainbrook on the mound working this 8th inning. He was the last pitcher currently here in Wenatchee on their roster that had not featured yet for the AppleSox as he strikes out Jackson Fagg to end the 8th inning and sends us to the 9th. 11-2, the AppleSox lead the HarbourCats, and we'll play the 9th when we come back on Go Live Broadcasts. On to the ninth at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats and the AppleSox playing the finale here on this Sunday afternoon. And the AppleSox with a big lead, 11-2. One more chance to add to it here in the top half of the ninth before they try to wrap this one up in the bottom half. Bottom third of the order will come to the plate here for Wenatchee in the top of the ninth. The catcher, Brady Hinkle, Joey Magro, and then Jashawn Simon. And the 1-1 pitch is lined foul down the right field line. This is a new pitcher for Victoria as well, the sixth pitcher that we've seen in the ball game for the HarbourCats. It's Nathan Walker, a rising junior from the University of San Diego, native of Carlsbad, California, listed at 6'5", 195 pounds. And that is strike three called on Hinkle as Walker strikes him out looking for the first out of the ninth.
Now batting, second baseman number 6, Joey Magro.
Walker certainly has good size and good stuff. He was recruited by UCLA and Stanford as well, but ultimately chose San Diego after going 7-3 with a 1.75 ERA in 60 innings as a high school senior. There's a slow roller back to the mound. Walker will field it with the bare hand. Strong throw is in time. Nice play by Nathan Walker to keep his composure. And the throw to first was a strong and accurate one, for the second out. The one knock on Walker this past season, at least anyways, was that walks were an issue. He walked 16 batters in 15 and a third innings of work, so he'll try to keep the walks down here in his stay in Victoria this summer. Here's a fly ball down the right field line. We'll get into row one down there in the seats. 0-1 the count now on Jashawn Simon as Walker looks for a 1-2-3 ninth. It's been a good chance today, and I know that the score is not where the HarbourCats want it to be, but it has been a good chance for Brian McRae to get a look at a lot of his relief options in the bullpen. Some of them have fared better than others as Walker misses all the way to the backstop that time. It's 1-1. McRae still in that feeling out process of getting a good sense and of a feel of who he has at his disposal and what each guy's strengths and weaknesses are, especially his pitchers on the mound, as Walker is able to get ahead here of Simon, 1-2. One good pitch away from a nice, clean, painless top of the ninth. And here is the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Villanueva gets under his glove, and now it gets past Smith at short as well into left field for a base hit. Might be an error. We'll see. If it is an error, it would be the sixth error of the game for Victoria. It was hit reasonably hard on the ground. Villanueva tried to cut in front of the shortstop Smith to make that play. Smith had no chance to grab that one after it got past Villanueva. He was fully expecting Villanueva to field that ball in front of him. Very difficult to react. So the inning will continue, and Johnny Sage will come to the plate once again as it gets to the backstop. Losing it for a moment was McDonald, and Jashawn Simon advances up to second base. So Sage will hit for the sixth time in this game. So once again, the AppleSox able to turn the order over. Sage, though, is 0 for 4. He does have a walk in this game today. Simon with the lead off of second, and the 1-0 pitch fouled away, 1-1. The attendance this afternoon, not quite the record-setting 5,240 we had on hand last night. We had 1,208 officially in terms of paid attendance at the park this afternoon. 1-1 strike the count here on Johnny Sage. And he hits it out in the air to left field. This ball will get down for a base hit. Here comes Simon, and Simon is going to score. It's 12-2 Wenatchee. So in his fifth at bat, Johnny Sage is able to drive in a run, and he'll have himself an RBI as well. First pitch swinging here is Mason Marenko, and he'll ground it foul. Marenko has walked. He has been hit by a pitch and is 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Nothing in one pitch. Marenko, a chopper up the middle. It's past a diving Smith and into center. So the inning once again will keep on going for Wenatchee, as Nathan Walker did a nice job getting to 2 outs, but all of this now has come with 2 outs in the inning as he looks for that one final out to get this game to the bottom of the 9th. Up to second on the play is Sage. Marenko now stands at first, and here is Corey Meyer. Meyer 2 for 5, runs scored, 2 RBIs. And he looks at strike 1, just catching that outer half of the plate from Nathan Walker. No balls and a strike. And a foul back to the screen, 0-2. So Walker is ahead of Meyer here, where he wants him. No balls, 2 strikes. Trying to find one more good pitch to get through this top half of the 9th. Takes a peek at the runner at second, and the 0-2. Shot down the line to first and through the wickets of Chang-Chi Ye. And that will load the bases now for Wenatchee, and once again will keep the inning going. That will be the 6th error of the game for the HarbourCats. So that one to third base was not ruled an error, but that one surely will be. So the HarbourCats had a good game yesterday. They won 7-1, was well pitched from the starter Garrett Goodall, and really from the bullpen relievers who came in as well. But sandwiching that good game yesterday for Victoria, as this one is bounced to third, foul. On either side of yesterday's win, 2 games that the HarbourCats I think will be disappointed about here in this season opening series. The 2-1 loss on opening day, where they really struggled hitting with runners in scoring position, stranded a lot of golden opportunities to score runs, as it's hit hard up the middle and into center for another hit. 1 run scores. Here comes that second run. It will score as well. 2 more added to the board for Wenatchee. It's 14-2. And all of this damage here in this inning, the 3 runs now that have come across to score, have been with 2 outs. And the bullpen for Victoria is quiet, so this is Nathan Walker's inning to finish. Those last 2 were not earned after the error coming with 2 away from Chang-Chi Ye at first. Here's another ball hit up the middle. Smith to it. He will take it himself to the bag at second for the out. And that'll finally get the HarbourCats through the top of the 9th. 3 more outs to go for Wenatchee to wrap up the series win. And we'll be back for the bottom of the 9th in just a moment on Go Live Broadcasts.
Tuesday is Never Been to a Game Before. Bring your friends and never been to a game before. Living free thanks to Columbia Fuels. Wednesday is Weeding Wednesday. All sponsors starts $2 off. And Thursday is School Appreciation Day. Lots of kids out in the park. It's going to be a great afternoon. Tickets going fast for all these events. And reminder, next Sunday afternoon, Claire Eccles bobblehead. First off, through the gate, we'll play Claire Eccles bobblehead. Thanks to Amazing Rubber Construction Association. Pitching for your HarbourCats, number 5, Jeremy Jess.
To the bottom of the ninth, a commanding 14-2 lead for the Wenatchee AppleSox over the Victoria HarbourCats. This is Jeremy Jess pinch hitting, and he pops up the first pitch over towards the dugout, and that'll land right by that dugout area of the HarbourCats. Jess coming in here to pinch hit for Chang-Chi Ye, who you'll remember committed that error in the last half inning. So Jess will get in at bat here. And it's 1-1. Jess was the DH. He got the start at DH for Victoria in the preseason game in Port Angeles, but he's making his first appearance of the regular season with the HarbourCats. Jess hits it well out to center field. Simon drifts over to his right, and he'll make the play. 1 away. Check that. Jess was hitting for the right fielder's spot, and Colton Piha. So now it's the first baseman, Chang-Chi Ye. There's a swing and a miss by Ye, and it's 0-1. 2 more outs here for Troy Stainbrook to try to record, as he'll be asked to go the 2 innings in relief tonight. Hunter Boyd pitched very well as Ye flies this one towards the bullpen of the HarbourCats. That'll get down for a foul ball, and it's 0-2. But Hunter Boyd really provided the type of start that Wenatchee was looking for out of him, as they had not a whole lot of depth in their bullpen at their disposal. He went 7 innings. There's a check swing. Did he go? He did not. So it's now 1-2. Boyd, the 7 innings, 4 hits, and a walk allowed, 2 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts. And now Stainbrook has yet to allow a hit in his inning and a third. Ye with another foul, and it remains 1-2. One-two pitch is served out to right field. Going back on it is Swenson, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So 1 more out to go here for Wenatchee to wrap up this dominant victory in the rubber match of the series. They'll try to win their first series of the season. HarbourCats will drop to 1-2. And they'll welcome in the Yakima Valley Pippins here to Wilson's Group Stadium on Tuesday next week for the first of 3. Here's Jack Smith, is the last man standing for Victoria at the plate, and it's 0-1. Another appeal down to first, and they say he went around. So it's quickly 0-2, and the HarbourCats are down to their final strike this afternoon. No balls and 2 strikes. Just missing 1 and 2. Smith today is 0 for 3. And Stainbrook sets for the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Smith strikes out, and that'll do it for this one here this afternoon. Troy Stainbrook with 2 hitless innings. in relief. But how about the start put forth by Hunter Boyd for Wenatchee? 7 innings, 4 hits, a walk, 2 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts to really keep the HarbourCats down early and often. They did score 2 runs in the 6th inning, but that was all for them. For Wenatchee, it's a big 14-run effort, and they take the opening series to start the season on the road in Victoria. As Wenatchee improves to 2-1, HarbourCats fall to 1-2. The two teams will shake hands here at the conclusion of the series. They'll see each other again in Wenatchee in early August in the second last series of the regular season. We thank you for tuning in this weekend and this afternoon on opening weekend of the 2018 West Coast League season. The HarbourCats drop this one 14-2. We'll be back here on Tuesday night for more West Coast League baseball as the HarbourCats play the first of 3 against the Yakima Valley Pipids. For the producer in the truck, Chris Jaycox, my name is Mike Edwards, saying thanks for tuning in and so long from Victoria. We'll see you on Tuesday night.